The corruption case against former President Jacob Zuma has been postponed yet again. The matter will resume on the 1st of August in the High Court in Pietermaritzburg. This comes on the back of the pending reconsideration application that the former president has made to the President of the Supreme Court of Appeal. Zuma wants the higher court, including the Constitutional Court, to hear an appeal against Judge Piet Koen's dismissal of his special plea. The plea calls for the recusal of lead prosecutor advocate Billy Downer due to alleged bias. The High Court in Pietermaritzburg has ruled that should the appeal process be finalized by the 1st of August, the trial will commence on the 15th of August. Zuma and French arms manufacturer Thales are facing charges of fraud and corruption related to the 1990s arms deal.
Paragraph 1. The trial is adjourned to the 1st of August 2022 at 10 o'clock as a holding date, pending the decision of the President of the Supreme Court of Appeal in respect of Mr. Zuma's application in terms of the proviso to Section 17(2)(f) of the Superior Courts Act 10 of 2013, I beg your pardon, 10 of 2013, and if unsuccessful, Mr. Zuma launching an application, if so advised, for leave to appeal to the Constitutional Court. 2. The adjournment is granted on the basis that if the application, in terms of Section 17(2)(f) of the Superior Courts Act, has been determined by the 1st of August 2022, and no application for leave to appeal to the Constitutional Court has been launched, the trial shall resume at 10 o'clock on 15 August 2022 and shall thereafter continue until 16 September 2022 and again from 7 November 2022 to 2 December 2022. 3. If the trial is not ready to proceed by the holding date of 1 August 2022, then a further holding date and date for the continuation of the trial shall be determined. 4. On the basis that the accused undertake to appear on the 15th of August 2022, if the trial is to resume on that date, Mr. Zuma and the representative of Thales are excused from attendance on the 1st of August 2022. 5. The counsel of the parties who will be representing the accused at the trial are requested by 8 June 2022 to provide a list of the dates of prior judicial commitments when they will not be available for the continuation of the trial during the second term of this court for 2023.
The spokesperson of the Zuma Foundation, Mzwanele Manyi, says the trial dates as set out by Judge Piet Koen are based on a number of assumptions. SABC News reporter Simphiwe Makhanya has more.
Well, indeed, the Pietermaritzburg High Court has just set a new date for this very, crucial trial that everyone has been talking about, being the 1st of August. But to get a reaction in terms of the proceedings inside, I'm now joined by the spokesperson of the Jacob Zuma Foundation, that's Mr. Mzwanele Manyi. Mr. Manyi, new holding date, 1st of August, your reaction as the foundation?
Yeah, look, we think the date from the face of it looks like a date far enough to enable all the processes to have run through. But what worries us are the assumptions behind those dates, because it's very clear from the articulations of the judge that they're expecting that the case will be dismissed by the Supreme Court of Appeal. They're expecting that we will go to the Constitutional Court, and by which time the Constitutional Court will also maybe even refuse to hear the case, for that matter, and all of that. So all these dates are based on the negative assumptions. So for us, that is a real worry, because we don't think that it should be that predictable what the judges should say in a case that is this complicated. But for people to be sitting here and already know the outcomes of things that are still going to be deliberated upon by higher courts is a very worrying situation.
What makes you say that the court is preempting what is going to be the outcome?
All these deadlines are based on that. You must remember that what the judge said in the number one, they are saying if the case is dismissed, then there are 15 days to appeal to the Concord, to the Constitutional Court. That is what I'm basing it on, but not what the judge has said. So basically, there is nothing in what the judge has said in the court here that creates an impression that he's expecting anything other than a dismissal left, right, and center. So all these dates are based on a negative outcome in the Supreme Court of Appeal, negative outcome on the Constitutional Court, and then they are hoping that by the 1st of August we would have run out of the road. This is what this is all about. And we are saying that assumption on its own is a very worrying assumption, because then what are we doing here? Why don't they then just announce the decisions if that's the case? So how can it be that we're sitting here, but we have a very clear prognosis that everything will be negative, negative, negative? Where is justice in that? This is our problem.
When this matter finally goes to court, Mr. Manyi, do you think that the former president will get a fair trial?
Look, the fair trial is going to be determined by a whole range of things. The first one is that right now we're having a Stalingrad situation by the NPA. The NPA is doing a serious Stalingrad on us. You must remember that on the 8th of April already, they made a decision not to prosecute Downer. Now it's now May, and all that. What's so complicated that the NPA by now has not issued? It's just a one-pager thing. Why are they doing this Stalingrad? So basically, what the NPA is doing by delaying that certificate, they are keeping Downer artificially clean. So all of that artificial cleanliness actually muddies the case, because then it means President Zuma is not going to have a fair trial. But it looks like the system is working to ensure that there is an unfair trial, because we've got the NPA that is not doing things on this side, and we've got all these negative assumptions being put in. So the climate, the environment, everything is just painted, is laying a negative foundation, which is bad for justice in this country. It does not inspire confidence.
But you also, as the foundation, spoke about the issue of private prosecution.
The private prosecution can only happen once we have this certificate, which Patoi is refusing with. This is the problem. So our hands are tied in the back. We say we want to do private prosecution, but in terms of the procedure, you can only do that once you have that certificate. In fact, President Zuma is already considering his options of how to compel Patoi to issue the certificate. So he's busy with thinking about that, and very soon there might be a process to force the NPA to issue this certificate.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome, sir.
That's Mr. Mzwanele Manyi, who speaks on behalf of the Jacob Zuma Foundation, saying here at the Pietermaritzburg High Court that they, as the foundation, don't think that the former president will have a fair trial under the current, climax in terms of the, issue of the lead prosecutor in this case, that's Advocate Piet Koen. But of course, that the NPA has always been saying that it is ready for this trial to commence, and they do not think that the removal of Advocate Piet Koen is actually necessary in this particular case. They say that he is a fit and proper person to conduct this prosecution. But of course, the new holding date has been set for the 1st of August, pending, of course, that application that has been made by the legal team of the former president to the president of the Supreme Court of Appeal, that's Justice Mandisa Maya. Speak to you in Johannesburg for now.